You can start whenever. I'll trim it.
Okay. Hey, you obtuse bastards. It's the Mead for Metal podcast. That would be the Clamps.
What's obtuse mean?
That's. I didn't look for anybody to really drop anything great within the first 2 weeks of January, but there's the Clamps.
Pretty good.
Jammy as shit. If you're into that, that's stoner or doom. Well,
yeah, it sounded stoner to me.
Yeah. Shoegaze, whatever. I don't
whatever.
know.
It's fine.
It's
all right.
It's like a weird mashup of Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats and old Motorhead from like 25 years ago and before.
Yeah, there's a lot of chugging riff.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. I'm definitely all right with that.
But that's off of the Clamps. Mega Mouth. Not that I'm trying to steal LJ's thunder because he's come up a little later. And something kind of cool, by the way. Speaking of LJ.
Tasteful nudes.
Very, very tasteful nudes.
All right.
You mean the ones I sent him or the other way around?
Oh, I know. You Brett Favre'd them.
Somebody's got to, right?
Oh, jeez.
That's right. Got to keep this life interesting. It's 2024.
Remember when Brett Favre was like the big headline story because he was stealing everybody's COVID money? And
yes.
the former Green Bay Packers quarterback is like, man, I didn't do that. And everything says he did. He's actually not the former Green Bay Packers quarterback that's in the headlines this week.
Yep.
So Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, I'm sorry. Whoops, kind of.
There you go.
So yeah, he loves to run his mouth about a variety of things. He hates it when you make him look stupid, which apparently is pretty easy to do. Jimmy Kimmel's been making a fucking living off of it since the pandemic began. Because Aaron Rodgers was the guy that was like, oh, no, I'm vaccinated. Yeah, you bet. And then it shows up and it turns out he never was.
No.
Oh, you're a liar.
So, like the NFL, I want to say fine him like $20,000.
Well, it's like if you're going to not do it, say it with your chest. Don't be a bitch
Yeah,
about it.
don't be a little pussy.
Yeah, don't be
right?
a bitch about it. Yeah.
So then when the news of the Epstein list starts making the rounds and everything else, he decides he's going to clap back on Pat McAfee's ESPN show and decides he's going to go ahead and say, man, well, some people probably nervous right now, like people like Jimmy Kimmel. Implying Jimmy Kimmel is on the list. How else do you fucking read that? That's the only way to read that. So Jimmy Kimmel gets on his show, does a full fucking monologue about how stupid this man is. And it's like beating up a child. It's like a teenager just throwing hands with Cat Williams.
Yeah.
It's just domination. Jimmy Kimmel, and I hate him, by the way. I think Jimmy Kimmel's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But he delivers. He delivers and takes down Aaron Rodgers to the point where then Aaron Rodgers has to back up because Jimmy Kimmel basically said, okay, well, if you want to keep implying that I'm going to be on some list, because he said, I've never met Epstein, never knew him, and you'll never see me with any photos, and you'll never hear about my name being associated with anything that guy was associated with. Mm-hmm. And he said, if you don't like that, well, you can talk to my lawyers or some shit like that.
Sure.
Well, what do quarterbacks enjoy more than anything? Money. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Rodgers knew that, holy shit, this guy has got fucking money to hire the right lawyers.
Right lawyers, so I better shut the fuck up.
And he did. He did not deliver an apology, but whatever. Fucking, I don't know why he should. Fuck it. We're living in an uncivilized society now.
Oh yeah.
There's no need for apologies now.
No.
If you're going to give an apology, it fucking better mean something. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Rodgers, it wouldn't mean anything, so it doesn't matter.
Certainly.
Now that's not the big one. Big one was Cat Williams apparently getting on Shannon Sharp's show. And basically, just started naming names. He took down Hollywood, going by talking about how all these entertainers, Kevin Hart especially, saying how all of them are plants and put in place.
Yeah, I heard about this, and I was really fascinated by it. What an intriguing thing to say.
You're aware of this.
I vaguely... like, Cat Williams got choked out by a teenager. It's hard for me to take him seriously at all.
Yeah. Well, now, 2024, he is the poster boy of 24 of, like, speak your mind, call them out.
Oh, all right. Let's do it.
And then the big one, The ones actually, out of all of them, because this one actually brings me joy. There's a sports writer by the name of Jason Whitlock, who's a real piece of shit, and works for The Blaze alongside, what's that dude's name? Glenn Beck and whatever.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The good people, you know.
He's, and it sounds like I'm joking, but he is the leading white supremacist African American on the planet. His ideas are very much, they would be embraced by, say, my parents' generation. So you'd have to go back to the start of, the last century to find anybody that would think anything he has to say is acceptable. And so Stephen A. Smith, who's a fucking celebrity at ESPN, released a book, and Jason Whitlock decided he was going to go ahead and admonish that and call it out and claim a bunch of things are lies, whatever. Stephen A. Smith dedicated 45 minutes yesterday
On his own show.
to calling out, on his own podcast that he has. It wasn't on ESPN, by the way, which he did apologize in advance to ESPN, his family, and his pastor.
Oh, shit.
So you knew it was going to be fucking good, right? And he spent 15 minutes basically talking about Karen Rogers, and then the other 45 dedicated to destroying every fabric of the being of one Jason Whitlock.
And naming a lot of names that would agree with everything that he said, like naming names.
A lot of people get a little nervous when you start doing that shit, and Dan Lebitard was one of them. But Dan didn't exactly deny. He didn't deny the substance and the truth of what Stephen A. was saying. He argued about how it happened or something. But
Interesting.
Stephen A. named a lot of people, and not just at ESPN. He named people at Fox where Jason Whitlock had been fired. Of course, he did mention his co-workers at ESPN where Jason Whitlock had been fired. He mentioned a bunch of sports writers around at different papers where Jason Whitlock had been fired. Mentioned his various failures and everything else, and kind of the entire circuitous path that a sports writer would take to end up on a fucking right-wing screed site like The Blaze.
It's a weird thing.
It's a Mead for Metal podcast. I hope y'all are having a fucking great 24. So far, I'm entertained as shit. That 2024 is like, fuck this, I'm going to let everybody know
Yeah, what's the
The
12th.
12th.
The 12th. I was like,
It's the 12th of the month, and we've already had 3 train derailments of weird shit going on.
Oh, yeah, and that doesn't even, that's not even,
Festivus is back and better than ever.
The airing of grievances.
holy fucking shit.
Shit. But by the way, and this is the first one of a new year, so I didn't hold out much hope for 24 because it's got a leap year day in there. It's like, it's a 366-year day. But so far, this is a banger of a year. And realistically, my 23 closed out poorly. But 24, man, by the time we hit New Year's Eve, since New Year's Eve, it's been pretty good.
Been pretty good.
Yep. I can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Older
we got
now.
Set of holidays, all right.
Yeah, no, I'm thrilled. I got a lot of rest. I feel a lot better. A lot of clarity, a lot of time to think about things and keep
Good.
perspective and refocus.
I got none of that, but
I know,
But
I'm
I do have 24 ahead of me, so we'll figure it out. Get shit done. How about you, Brandon?
42 now, guys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Since the last time, this man has put on a year.
Yeah, it shows. Can you tell? Not same statement as you. Yeah, the year kind of closed out. Looked like it was going to close out on a real shitty foot, but it actually closed out with a like a good lookout for the future. And so far, so good.
Finished it off with joy and clarity.
Yeah. Yeah, look,
And,
look here. Listen to us, huh?
Yeah,
Listen to this joy.
You got to find it because fucking man, there are some murky depths that one should avoid in life. And,
Indeed.
And man, the recognition of that. No, I'm in a pretty good spot actually. So
Yeah, so far, so good.
and it makes fucking sense too because what are we on the 12th? So over the last 12 days, I've been getting barraged by people I haven't heard from in a very long time.
Of course you have.
And no, I'm not going to reconnect. I'm sorry. if we became disconnected because, I don't know, just what the pandemic
Whatever.
or the fact that they turned out to worship, who's the new Christ, Trump, or whatever. Or if they, hey, by the way, before you get fucking really angry and turn this shit off, the other asshole's a fucking idiot, by the way.
All right, now you can get angry and turn it off.
Now get angry because all of them
They're all
suck.
fucking
What am I going to
horrifying.
fucking do come November? I ain't voting for any of these people. I ain't got that blood on my hands. There's a fucking
Nope.
talk about a lose-lose, and there's not even a third-party candidate to
Nope.
fucking blow my skirt up this year.
Apparently, you could vote for RFK Jr. if you
No,
wanted.
that dummy, that the fucking maybe the worst of them, the worst
He's a
of them.
fucking psychopath. Oh my god.
Swear to shit, if somebody's like, no, fucker, you're casting a vote, and it's Trump or RFK Jr., Trump getting a vote. Because that guy,
Jesus.
RFK Jr. is a fucking crazy person.
He is.
Now, not that Trump's not. He's a narcissist, but
He's a fascist.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's
that
great.
high
I'm
charisma.
actually really excited about our prospects all around.
you know, Mein Kampf is not a to-do manual, right?
No, he forgot.
That's so fucked up. I love it.
Kinda. Yeah. So how goes your week?
Well, hold on, I got something in my fucking eye. Thank you.
Your fucking finger.
There's a finger in my eye. Fucking mine. I actually found out some really amazing news today.
Is it,
Oh boy.
today?
Today.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So out of all the musical endeavors that you would be looking forward to in the future,
Yeah.
which one is your hope that it happens this year?
I'd probably go if Tool actually had another fucking album, coming out.
Yeah.
One in the chamber. Maybe.
Danny Carey did say he was pretty particular doing like a shorter kind of album.
Danny and Justin, those two are always the ones like, hey man, we got like fucking 2 albums worth of music here, and no word ever from Adam or Maynard ever.
Well,
ever.
hey, can't throw Maynard under, but it's like, hey, they write the music when it's ready. I put the lyrics on it, and boom, we ready.
Well, he's a 1/4 member of that band. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
Pussifer that is his band, and it's not APC, which is 1/2 his band.
Which 2/3 of them are on tour with Primus right now this year. Yeah, but would you have ever thought that we might actually be getting Time 2 this year?
No.
Well, from Yari Menopause's own grubby little tiny hands, apparently Time 2 is done.
Yeah, no, he said that fucking 12 years ago.
Well, he also said it today.
Okay.
And,
I put them on equal weight, really. After what we have seen from fucking Winter fucking Sun, Yari Menopause can kiss my ass because there's been nothing truthful ever revealed by this man.
It was about, let's see, March of 2017 when he basically said, yeah, I'm going to redo Time 2. We're going to redo that shit.
Is that when he was still getting another crowdfunding thing for a second sauna? Is that
This was, well, for our podcast, the description itself says recorded from a golden sauna in Helsinki, Finland.
yeah.
Yeah, but here's my problem. It's like, I don't really care. And honestly, reading what the other quote unquote band members feel, because they all actually have real jobs in other bands.
They've all found real bands to play with now. So
Yeah, it's a hard thing to be like, yay, oh, finally, because we still listen. I'll go back and listen to Land of Snow and Snarrow,
I do sometimes.
Land of Snow and Shovel.
Because God damn it, the first 2 releases by Winter Sun were amazing. That's the problem. But it's been a hell of a stretch. What, are we coming up on 11 years since Time 1 came out?
Well, the thing, yeah, Time came out like either 11 or 12.
So fucking even more than
It's
that,
been
than
over
probably
10
12
years.
years.
And to hear, like, because they have little snippets from each member of the band. Here's Yari, who I feel like is the only member of the band right now. This album has been the biggest challenge of my life, and I'm still kind of surprised it's finally done. From the bassist, Yuka, who is now a full-time member of Nightwish.
Nightwish, yeah.
The day finally came. Time 2 is done. He's talking like he's been a fan following it and not that he's actually put work into it.
Which ought to tell you all you need to know.
Yeah. The drummer Kai, also in Nightwish.
Yep.
I thought this day would never arrive when Yari sent me a message that time 2 was ready.
Kai's an amazing fucking drummer, by the way, but man, that guy's loyalty to fucking Yari has been a little.
Well, he was there on Winter Madness. He's been there since the start.
Oh yeah.
I still couldn't understand that we were finally done after all the obstacles and challenges. I'm more than happy now. Cheers. And the guitarist Timu, who is also now the full-time guitar player for Megadeth. Whoa, I think Yari surprised us all. Oh, wait, and I'm in the fucking band. He didn't say that. I did. I'm happy that after all these years, the album is finally ready. They all sound like fans.
Yeah. Well, because
They don't sound like they're in the band.
No.
when was the last time they contributed anything to that, to Yari's Golden Sauna Studios projects?
I feel like the fucking fans that have just given him their money for that 4 seasons bullshit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now here we are 4 or 5 years later.
Some of these idiots. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And the things go to get released and it comes out to all of us, at the same time. But I agree with Brandon. I don't care.
Will I listen to it? Of course I will. I will listen to it.
Never listened to the that season's.
Well, that's because it wasn't time to. They can go fuck itself. And it showed.
Yeah, I tried to get through it. It was not good.
Yeah, I think you played it here, and I was like, nah.
Yeah,
Not Five Finger
I
Death
think
Punch or something.
I disappeared and took a piss, and Brandon threw on like Frank Zappa just to get us out of it or something.
Come back in the house, and the TV's on fire. Like, dude, I don't know. TV just caught on fire. I don't know what
Anybody
happened.
need a beer?
I'm good. But it's a year of new discovery and spending money on things that you probably don't need, but you want. When was the last time you spent money on yourself? Like for something like I'm gonna treat myself nice.
Yesterday.
Well, all right
I told
then.
y'all, I'm a little treat person. I treat myself a lot.
Oh, well, okay. Well, so this extends even into like the next tier. Like, oh, I could sure go for like what did you get for yourself?
Well, so like usually it's something small, like a coffee of some kind, right? But yesterday was like I got myself a really nice cup from the local vineyard. It's one I've been eyeballing for months.
Oh, okay.
And it's
okay.
because I finally was officially accepted by the Board of Nursing here in the state to test. I signed up for the test, and so I was like, okay. And I'm starting my 3rd semester next week, so just kind of like,
Yeah.
I would say that deserves a cup and then some.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
survived that ball breaker that you'd wrapped up over the previous 4 months. So smooth sailing from here, hopefully.
Yeah, I guess this second year is supposed to be a little bit easier, so we'll see how it goes.
It is kind of funny. Before we jumped on here today, you got to realize Krista's husband has a, I don't know, he there's a lot of things about the guy that is very similar to me. And the case is that if I'm going to do something, I'm not going to half-ass it.
No, there's no half-ass.
Unless it's a woodworking project, in which case, probably. But but most things, when it comes to Mead, when it comes to anything in the kitchen, when it comes to music, a lot of things, like, no, I'm very particular, and I'm going to do the best that I possibly and humanly can within this mortal coil to do it that way. Her husband's got a very similar take, and he's got a new hobby.
Yeah. He makes stuff with sourdough.
Look at that Wonder Bread.
We went to a sourdough starter class actually literally last Sunday, so it hasn't even been a full week yet, and he has just like been whipping stuff up in the kitchen. But it's actually very exciting. I didn't realize how versatile sourdough is, how you can make anything with it. Cinnamon rolls, brownies, cookies, muffins.
I don't know if you remember when I'd had a starter going here a
bagels.
couple of years ago.
Yes.
And I was making sourdough brownies that were just
I guess that's
a little
right.
fucking mind-blowing, because you get that tang,
Yes.
but it mixes with a creamy
It's
chocolate.
so wonderful. Oh my gosh, they're killer. But
so
anyway,
that's one to maybe.
he's been making major, I guess pancakes are a thing. So he's was making dog treats when I left the house.
I will say the one thing
That's all right.
The one thing I fucked up a couple of years ago for Thanksgiving, I thought, man, I'm going to make a loaf of sourdough. And I did. And I thought, man, you know what? I'm not just going to have sourdough bread. I'm going to make some stuffing.
Yum.
Sourdough stuffing
No,
doesn't.
not good stuffing.
No, because I did my normal traditional of mixing it with cornbread, and it was the worst stuffing I ever made.
Oh, yeah. I think I vaguely remember you.
It was not good. Brandon
Not.
said it was fine, but fuck that.
I'm a nice fucking
It
guy.
was not good. It was not good. You're getting that weird wang of sourdough and the sweetness of cornbread.
Yeah, that
it ain't
doesn't
good.
sound pleasant.
Did you just slide your pinky into inside of your fucking eyelid?
Me? Yes. Sorry, I
That
didn't
is
mean to
so
scare you.
fucking crazy. Ah!
Sorry.
What did you do?
There's something in my eye, and
Just
it's,
stuck her inside the eyelid and just gives her a
I'm
swipe.
trying to yank it out. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I
Damn.
forget some people can't deal with that.
Like
stuff.
when you're like in elementary and the one kid that like could turn his eyelids inside out or whatever, like, get the fuck away from me.
Sorry.
I know. Then all of a sudden my eyes started getting all fucking weird. I'm like, oh, what's in there again? Wow. Well, hey,
Sorry about that.
that's all right. I mean,
That's okay. That's the spark this shit needs.
I always thought it was weird when those motherfuckers like could take their eyelids and like turn them inside out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
fucking have all,
That's what I'm saying. Elementary school, that's when you would see that shit usually. You see an adult doing that shit, they're an asshole. So
I lost my mind when a blood vessel blew up in my eye.
yeah, but it made your eyeball like crimson red for. Like
I
a
did-
week. You look like a cybernetic fucking.
did.
You know,
It was
some
scary.
kind of murderer.
The stares I got at work.
Yeah, it was spoopy.
No one could look me in the eye. And I get it. I wouldn't want to look like, God damn it. It looks painful. That hurt? No. Just looks bad.
Well, days like that, you got to allow them the courtesy of looking elsewhere and not making eye contact.
That's why I always leave my zipper undone.
No, better. Wear really low rise men's Jordache jeans from the 70s and let your fro get out, over the belt line.
You mean my ball fro?
Get them pubers up there.
I don't know if hippo cover that shit, man.
I don't think so.
Can't
Might
ha-
get some in the butt.
You're not a waiter. Because that would be a problem.
More like a bartender, it seems like these days.
And they do like to pride themselves on calling you bud tenders, right?
I don't know. We've had to ban a lot of people that that were like fans of mine. But even I deep down recognize that they were pieces of shit.
Oh. Man.
It's just people. No one understands. Like how can you do that? How can you know that this person is a piece of shit? Yet when they come in, you treat them like they're $1 million.
Fucking service
Like that's
industry.
my fucking job,
Yeah,
dude.
it's like, what do you mean?
Fucking, all three of us have
Well,
worked in the
okay,
service
I'm sorry.
industry.
What do you mean by piece of shit? I guess maybe I
Well,
should be asking some more questions.
It's like okay, no names, of course, because I'm not
Sure,
I'm not a
that's fine.
shitheel. But an individual who, if he had to wait more than 45 seconds to a minute to get back and get his order done, he would bitch. And if there were people in the waiting room with him, he would bitch to them.
Oh my.
And then it got to a point where this person, what was the proper terminology he used? Called one of our patients a bald cunt bitch or something like that.
Oh my.
It was pretty severe.
Okay.
Now, I wasn't here for this. This
Okay.
happened on the weekend. Thank fucking God. Because I always look forward to shit like that. I used to dread that shit at the hotel, kicking people out of the hotel because it
Sure,
was
having
just
to deal
me
with
doing
trauma.
it.
Right?
Again, usually like 3 drunk people running around the hotel naked.
Right.
Ah, the good old days.
You have to go back for that podcast.
That's right.
Oh my
It's got the cover still. I don't have that picture anymore either, so I'm glad it's in there in perpetuity. And then went in and really harassed one of our newer people. Well, one of the newer dudes, but he's been there for a couple months. It's not like he's brand new. And they basically shut him down, and there was a female manager there, and he said, I hope your twat shrivels up and falls out as he walks away.
So he's a pacifist.
Holy shit.
Hey, just an old, angry white dude
Yeah.
that thinks the world owes him something.
It's, man, and I didn't want to go this deep on this shit, but it's a weird fucking world we're living in right now, yeah? A little weird.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I mean, me from 12 years ago wouldn't even recognize who I am now because I've had to alter like my reality. And the reality is that crushing realization that you were fucking wrong your entire life and capitalism is not actually a very good system.
Exactly.
It's cobbled together to make some people rich.
Yes.
and not all. And the more you refine it, the fewer people are rich.
Correct.
With more wealth.
Correct.
As time goes by.
Correct.
We're down to, it's a crazy amount of the national wealth is owned by like less than 1.5%.
Yeah, handful of people own most of the wealth.
Very few.
It's crazy.
And I can't figure out, it's like, well, why haven't they been taken down and put up against the wall, right? Back in the good old days,
Isn't
right?
That's the greatest, I would say, like, success of capitalism is it's tricked middle class even some lower class people into believing their enemies are their people instead of the upper class people
that
have
the
all the
thing.
money.
Because if we're talking about those elites and those people with that amount of wealth, we're talking about rich old white guys. If we're being real honest,
Yeah.
And rich old white guys, the magic they do is to make you think that you're losing your power to a whole bunch of people that have no power. And those are all people of color and people in the vulnerable fringes of society.
Exactly. Crazy, huh?
Hey, let's get back to rubbing the inside of that eyelid, huh?
Fuck yeah, let's do that shit. Tell me about that mead. That's what I want to hear about. Okay.
We need to get a batch going. And the only reason we haven't is because I've been really lazy.
That's fair.
Fuck it. Man.
No, I've been blissfully lazy. I'm not apologetically lazy. There is no apology here.
Good.
No, we just haven't done it because I haven't fucking felt like it. We will, and we have a full 15 pounds of honey just waiting to get our next batch going.
Hell yeah.
Troublemaker on standby.
Yeah.
Yeah, when is
we
that
mentioned
being
that the last
bottled?
time. The troublemaker, when we decided we couldn't make it the way we wanted to.
Sure.
Or it was either the option of putting it out without the way we want to do it, or else do it the way we want to do it. We settled on the latter and not the former. So
Time doesn't hurt.
Still February?
no, it's probably February.
Okay.
Probably February. I mean, and we'll check it then. Man, it might be. We might wait till March or April. We'll
It might not be the holiday season, but it'll still be cold.
And we'll still be pulling. I mean, we're going to be pulling samples to make sure it's in the range we want.
Sure.
That it's acceptable to what we want. Because when you encounter people that say, "Man, making mead's the easiest shit in the world, man," yeah, it is. Actually, I can't argue with them. You can make that shit with fucking Fleischmann's if you wanted to.
Sure.
Making good mead.
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's the thing. So, Mr. SCA, on weekends, I'm going to swing my fucking rat town fucking sordid motherfuckers and brag about my mead. I will invite you to go fuck yourself. I will take the lead of others, like Cat Williams,
Are you,
Stephen A. Smith, and Jimmy Kimmel and Karen Rogers.
And Daniel Tosh.
And I will go ahead and call some sons of bitches out.
Are you talking about the person I think you're talking about?
I'm talking actually about a section of our population.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a
And
specific
that individual
person.
you're thinking of is a part of that.
Okay, that's the first place my brain went.
That is a crowd. It's a narrow beltway of individuals, but it is, and there's nothing narrow about that beltway. But that little son. But yeah, that's
Think the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Oh
yeah.
my.
It is a segment of the population. It's a weird nerddom. Man, I'm a self-admitted nerd. I ain't that nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've nearly been at it for a half hour, gang.
Well, hell yeah.
Proud of
Now,
us.
a surprise is on the way, and that surprise
Is it for me?
LJ is going to be getting us the goodness. And so I guess before we get to the goodness, all we got is to get the lowdown on what's going down with LJ.
You know.
Give me my need for metal. Yeah! Woo! Welcome back to the metal portion of the Mead from Metal podcast. This is LJ and welcome. This is 2024, new year, new metal. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. We've got a samurai metal band called Ryujin, Ryujin, with their album Ryujin. Cool. So these guys sound like a traditional heavy metal glam rock band. They actually have a bunch of ballads, which I didn't expect. I expected them to be all hard-hitting and like violent and shit. No, they sounded pretty mellow, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And I say glam rock because it gives off that kind of vibe, but I don't think they specifically are glam rock. Just check them out. See if you like them. I enjoyed them. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more traditional, a little bit more heavy, a little bit more American, then let me point you in the direction of Extinction AD with their album Ruthless Intent. I listened to this and it immediately started reminding me of Mudvayne and Disturbed, but then it just started getting into like kind of Pantera territory, and it sounded really cool. These guys, it's not really thrash, but I want to say it's like math metal sort of, but God, it's just heavy as shit, and I really enjoyed it. Guys, the Mead Hall might enjoy it too. I'm not sure, but maybe they'll shit on it. Maybe they'll like it. Hey, you never know. I didn't think I'd like it, but here we are. Extinction AD's the shit. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more classic, a little bit more 70s and 80s heavy metal, well, I got something for you. The band Psycho Ward with their album Committed. I was only able to find one song for them so far. That song is called Crazy Angel, and it rocks. Check that shit out. I think you'll thank me. You're welcome, America. Very much so. That's one cool thing about doing this gig is that I get to discover all sorts of badass music that I would never search for on my own because I'm a square like that. But also, it's kind of weird whenever you look up something like this, and every other video is like, what it's like in a psycho ward, what it's like when you're committed. Here's a person who's in a psycho ward. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for, but thank you very much. Now, the next band on this list is called Ravenstein, but I'm going to call them Ravenstein because I've been calling Ramstein, and it pisses off everyone, so yeah. Anyway, no, Ravenstein is the name of the band, Stine. The album is called 2024. What an appropriate title. I was listening to the song called Black is the Brightest Color, and for some reason the lyrics remind me of my homie Ruben. Shout out to Alone in the Room! But yeah, like, the lyrics kind of reminded me of Alone in the Room, and I was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. So yeah, it's pretty cool sounding, and the bass is pretty funky in this song too. You should check this shit out. And if nothing more than just out of morbid curiosity, because let's face it, black is the brightest color. That's why 90% of my shirts are that color. So here's one for the ladies. This band is called Exit Eden, and the album is called Femme Fatales. Oh yeah, this is pretty badass. I actually might consider buying this one or downloading it or something like that. That's another cool thing about having the internet. I can preview these songs in full before I go and make a financial decision that might cripple me in the long run, or benefit me. Who knows? But I dig it. I really think it's cool, and they sound hot. So there you go. Awesome shit. We need more, like, girl bands, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a ton of bands out there that I'm discovering that are, like, full-on girl bands that are just amazingly mind-blowing. So, yeah, check these ones out. This is going to be the last band I mentioned on this list. It's called the band's called Artificial Heaven, and the album's called Digital Dreams. And this is a straight-up hard rock album. I listened to about 3 songs of it, and it first reminded me of AC/DC if they did metal. Pretty fucking cool, honestly. But the vocalist sounds like Ivan Moody from Five Finger Death Punch when he's doing this kind of vocals, you know, the low voice sort of stuff. I don't know if that's a good impersonation. But yeah, it sounded really fucking rad. So check these guys out. Give them a little bit of your time. See if they're worth listening to. That is all I've got for now. A little bit of shameless self-promotion here. I'm working on a new album for KBX, as you all probably know by now. There's a cover album that's going to be on YouTube called The Cover Up. And then I'm also working on a solo, it's all solo. It's a instrumental album called Blunt Force. So that's coming out. And you probably heard some songs from it. I made a song for the guys called Sweet Green, which was debuted in a couple of episodes ago. And there's another one that I sent to Brandon. I don't know if they'll play it or not. It's called Blunt Force, named after the album. And it's straight up thrash, speed metal, that kind of thing. So yeah, go ahead and let me know what you guys think of that. Check these bands out. Support your local talent. And I will see you guys in the next podcast. Take care. See ya, and rock the fuck on.
And now, the world premiere of KBX's new song from their upcoming record, Blunt Force. It's the title track, Blunt Force.
2024 getting better and better all the
We're
time.
better than MTV, bro.
Well, we're debuting more shit than they do.
That's right.
Whoa.
Ain't no one else heard that but us. And now we share it with the world.
Man, I got to say this is that, man, LJ's, I mean, I know more technical guitar players. The guy is a great fucking, he's a thrash riff lord. But Brandon pointed out the other night when dude sent us that track, Brandon's like, man, say what you will, but that dude can put together a song.
Yeah, he can, and I blame Hetfield. Same for me. I mean, James Hetfield is one of the best riff writers I could name. I'm sure there's better out there, but
and my problem is actually in composition, actually,
right,
and putting it together. I never think about slowing down. I mean, but now that's part of my problem is because I play through a looper a lot. And unless I'm going to lay down an entire track that expresses that, I'm mostly recording riffs myself. And
right.
So that means I'm not encountering like slowdowns. I'm not hitting double stops. I'm not hitting a revisit to an earlier section or something of that nature.
Right.
Fucking LJ has that dialed in.
Yeah. No, man, it's a great skill to have. And it's kind of led into one of the rare occasions where I've actually held on to a New Year's resolution still to this day. I'm still doing it.
Oh.
Every day I've picked up my guitar. Primarily it's been acoustic, playing my grandfather's old Ovation. But I play guitar every day this year. Every day.
That's
Even if it's just
awesome.
for 10 minutes or an hour and a half.
Good for you, man.
And this guy has got a legendary relic of a riff machine over here, but he's playing the acoustic.
And you gotta get your brain back into it.
Yep.
And honestly, like plucking on an acoustic guitar just makes it easier to get it back. Like, well, now I'm ready for everything else.
So,
I almost went to Addison, Texas today.
Okay, well, I was getting ready to ask about this because Brandon's been in pursuit.
It's been about 5 years.
Orange put out a head, which is your in layman's terms. So those of you that are not musicians, it's the thing that derives all of your power, all of your pretty much directly what goes to your cabinet. The sound you're coming out of that cabinet, that was what you have had set up in your tone and everything else in a head. And the head is about the size of a tackle box in most cases. Well, in this case, anyway. They can be quite fucking big. But Brandon, after Orange ran a Brent Hines, was an Orange Terror.
It's
right?
an Orange Terror, yeah. It's basically the Orange Terror 15-watt amp head, but with some Brent Hine modification to it.
Yeah.
Which really puts a lot of emphasis on like gain.
Right.
And the ability to really bring that thing down to like a half a watt if you're wanting to just kind of jam without pissing anybody off.
Right.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't plan on doing that.
Yeah.
I live out in the sticks for a reason.
Right. It's like, I'm gonna let this beast open up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Put that motherfucker in my shop. It will resonate.
But I want to say Orange put that out about 7 years ago.
2018.
6 years ago. Okay.
2018. Yeah.
So, but Wayback Machine back to 5 years ago, Brandon's wanting one. Well, Orange only did it for a year. They only did it for one production line run.
2018 to 2019, they produced it.
And you, fill us in on where the adventure, the search.
Well, at the time it was brand new. I was a shit boy working at the hotel. I want to say I'd just come back from Wyoming and just started back at that fucking hotel job when it came out. Now, I was not making any type of money to be able to like, oh, fuck yeah, let me get two of those, one for each ear. It'll be great. So fast forward to now, it's like life's a little bit better. Tax time coming up. This has got to be the year that Terror gets bought because they're not going to get any cheaper. And they're not going to get any more populated on storefronts.
Oh,
these are offered by stores or by private resellers.
Getting harder to find, yeah.
Yeah. Shockingly, though, the price has kind of hovered right at about $550 to $650, $700. And I found one in Addison, Texas that had, for $700, it had the head, but it also had a cab, a PLL, I want to say, just a 12-inch cab, 1x12. Nothing fancy, but I after reading the description more, that one actually has like fucking old hardware in it.
Oh.
Yeah, like the speaker itself is like from the 70s.
Oh, damn.
So I was like, okay, because I'll be honest, the cab will come after I have the head.
Right.
A cab's easy to get.
Yeah.
I don't have my heart set on like, well, there's one I saw about when I was but a boy. Well, got to have that too. The head is what I need. I need head.
Of course. And why
mean,
can't that be
yeah.
said of any of us?
And I nearly drove.
Yeah, I think that's
It's a goal.
a need, not a want.
It's a goal we all strive to achieve. But I got a hold of these folks in Addison, same place you were going to go for the GNL.
Yeah, I was going to have them do, because you got to go through a GNL dealer, official dealer, in order to be able to do a custom build. And that's what I was going to do for the Milestone guitar, which I went with ESP USA instead.
So I wake up this morning, half chubbed, ready to call these people.
Hell yeah.
And I call them, and the conversation did not last long because the person that is in control of the wheeling and the dealing was not there.
Because it's a Friday.
I guess so, which I respect. I respect that. So gave him my name, gave him my number, let him know what I was interested in. Homeboy should be calling me back Monday.
Ultimately, are you going to try to tell them you just want the head? It'd make freight a lot cheaper for you.
It would. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Because really the dimensions of the head itself is like a little over like 14, 15 long by like 6-7 inches wide.
15 watts, so that thing couldn't be over 12 pounds.
Yeah. But man, and it's not super heavy either. So hopefully after having a chat with this guy, maybe being able to be like, look, man, I don't know if you have your heart set on it as a package deal, but I'd really like to get that amp head from you. And I would really like for you to mail it to me.
Well, they sell stuff, right? That's what they do?
Well, this is through Reverb. So it's not like through their own storefront.
I thought
It's through Reverb.
But it's the storefront that's going through Reverb.
It's their account on Reverb.
Okay. Well, that's a store that sells shit for money. You got money. They got shit. You want to buy their shit.
And they dropped that thing $150. So it's like they're trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'll try to help them out.
Yeah, dude. I'm fingers crossed for you because you've been chasing that.
I've been talking about this shit for years.
You've been chasing that head for a very long time.
And, that Bugera back there is great.
It'll work for now.
It will, but that when that head arrives, that cab's going to have to be next.
Yeah.
I feel.
Oh, yeah. No, that's absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and I would actually keep it orange. That's,
Oh, no, that's kind of where I'm wanting to go.
Yeah.
But I would like for it to be a new one, a new cab.
Yeah,
that one I would like for that to be new. I get the Brent Hines; they don't make that shit no more.
No, that's a one-off. That thing will actually be worth a lot of money, probably in about 10 years. Not that I try not to look at things that way because that means I'm open to selling shit. But technically, everything I own is for sale. But,
Well, I mean, goddamn, a lot of things I've bought by because I know that thing will be worth something in a couple of years. Not that I'm going to get rid of it,
right?
But it'll be nice to be like, yeah, see that? I can make investments.
Yeah, dude.
I know how to spend my money.
I'm excited for that, and fuck, man, I hope you can get something figured out.
Oh, no, this is the year of music for me. Like, I have taken so much fucking time off of it because of outside fucking factors that this year is going to be different.
This is the year of joy right here. Because already people just want to go ahead and clear the air. That always makes me happy. Because somebody God, that Stephen A. thing just filled my my little black heart.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, man, it feels good to get some shit off your fucking chest of something that's been bothering you.
Yeah. So we got that. We've got Tool coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
we've got, we got potentially a fucking amp head coming up for a completion of a quest. For
I was still really thinking about like, well, maybe when that Tool concert comes around, I was like, well, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna go the day before and go to Addison. I'll meet you all in OKC at the hotel the next day with a kick-ass new head.
Yeah.
But if I can get that thing mailed to me in the comfort of my own home, I'm also going to do that.
I mean, and they're going to want to bend you over a little bit on shipping, but Man, think about the pain in the ass and the gasoline to
Man,
drive
there's
the fucking
some.
Addison.
Well, really, if that's the case, I don't even have to go through these guys. There's 3 other listings on there that go about as high as $650 with like $49 shipping through UPS.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to be looking at with these cats.
That's
but,
okay. There's one on there that had $199 shipping.
No, fuck
But that was also for the head and a cab.
Well, yeah. That's because the problem
Out of
then
Dallas.
it's actually not even weight. At that point, then it becomes size.
Right. And I refuse to buy anything out of Dallas because Cowboys suck.
Yeah, well, Addison is right close by. Just letting you know.
Yeah, but it ain't Dallas. Might have influence, but it ain't the town itself.
Oh, shit. So what else do we have going on? Goddamn, Krista, you got anything at all? You've been just enjoying your time.
Yeah, I've been vegetating. It's been really lovely. Been really enjoying myself.
You have cocooned.
I have, and I feel good to come out. I really do.
Like a peacock, you got to let me fly.
I don't know. I guess I've been kind of quietly working on my fitness stuff, like my aerial and.
I was getting ready to
working out
ask
and
if you're
stuff.
back into
Nice.
it. I saw a clip.
Yeah, we'll post some reveal photos soon. But I'm
Hell
looking
yeah, man.
So, yeah.
I saw that, and I went, wait a minute. I want to make sure she's not like this from a couple of years ago or blah, blah, blah. No,
this
it's
is
like,
current.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Hell
we're
yeah.
chugging along. Shit should be kind of back to relative normality sometime. Hopefully mid-year. We'll see how it goes.
Fucking sounds like we all have some pretty good goals for
Yep.
the year.
Yeah, very
you know,
much.
and-
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
and I'm not going to be the asshole like, man, 24 going to be my year.
No,
but
no,
I
no,
am,
nothing
but I
like
am
that.
saying though, 24 sounds like if it's a year that gives me normal, fucking count
Yeah.
me in.
Fuck yeah. No, normal would be okay.
So, where we at? We need to wrap her up.
We're below 50.
Oh no shit. Well, all right.
Let's see. What else we got? We got
I didn't put together no game show material.
That's all
for you
right.
this time.
We're just trying to get in this new year proper and hopefully get to hear, maybe get to hear a little time too by 5 years from now. Just because that album done don't mean it coming out this year.
That album's been done once already.
What do we got? We got postseason time in the NFL. Everybody know 49ers are there. I'm happy about that, but they don't play next week, so or this week, so I'm okay with that.
So-
It's good to be able to take a week off.
If you're not a football fan though, and you got a Popeyes in your town, you need to be rooting for the Ravens or the Eagles or the Bills. Because Popeyes, apparently, if a team with wings in their shit comes in, and they count the Bills because, Buffalo.
Oh, that's fucking
So
bullshit.
if one of those three win the Super Bowl, then it's like you get a free 6-piece after the Super Bowl.
That's
Buffalo Wings, Brandon.
it ain't the Buffalo Wild Wings football team. It's the Bills. They're Buffaloes.
Yeah.
Well, they were called Buffalo Wings before.
And they're doing
Buffalo
it, and it's a
Wild
6-piece
Wings,
wings.
I don't know why that made me so mad.
I'm glad it did. I don't know why, but I'm glad it
That is the dumbest
Is
fucking
it named
shit I've ever
after
heard.
the location Buffalo Wings?
Buffalo Wild
Yeah,
Wings.
Buffalo, New York.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that where
Buffalo Wings.
were
Buffalo Wings came
invented?
from.
Buffalo Wing sauce.
And that's the
Very
thing.
cute.
Somebody up there decided a bunch of fucking Midwestern or hot sauce and a whole bunch of wings and blue cheese. Yeah, you're golden.
Yeah,
And the ability to sell them for a dime a piece.
super cheap.
Back in those days.
Yeah.
We got a
Not
wing
now.
shop in this town about $1.50 a
Yeah.
pop almost.
That's right. Be like,
A wing? Like the shit I used to throw into a stock bag so I could make stock later and I would get that good glutinous fucking mouthfeel because that's all wings are good for?
you're throwing away money. You're throwing away money. You could have had your own business. God, no, actually, I've kind of been pretty on point. How about that? Any other goals for you this year?
I don't know. I guess kind of a fun goal. That's
Yeah, fun goal.
a fun goal.
Yeah.
I want to read at least 6 books this year. I had the goal of 12 last year and managed 1. So we're
fuck.
lowering the goal and trying again.
Any particular field of interest?
I'm kind of actually. It's kind of funny. It feels like the people in my life knew I had this goal in mind because I got 4 books as gifts.
Okay.
So I have it that's 2/3 of the way there. So.
I was off grabbing a beer and I heard the word fungal and I thought,
Fungal?
huh?
You heard fun goal.
Okay.
Well,
you can understand how,
I understand how man get that confused.
Like, boo, 24, maybe not so great.
No, not fun. No. I like one kind of fungus, and y'all. Well, that's actually not true. Even anyway.
I'll tell you, I'll buy you a Peppa Pig book to make that go a little bit
Peppa
easier.
Pig.
Peppa
No,
Pig.
it has to be like an adult. A book that has.
I
You tell me Peppa Pig don't have life gold information.
No. I mean, it needs to be like a chapter book.
I got you a book for Christmas because
You did.
it looked to be about magic and
It is fucking
witchery and sex.
I'm
and
over
fire.
halfway through it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no shit?
it's really good.
No,
yeah, I've been
okay,
enjoying
goddamn.
it a lot.
Because you never know. A book like that's a big challenge.
Yeah, no, I
mean,
thought
you
it's
might
really
get somebody
cool.
goes, "Why you think I'd be into this shit? Fuck you."
Oh,
But-
no, I love it. Well, even if it's stuff that I won't necessarily practice because it's not culturally appropriate, it's still really cool to read about and learn about and just be
Yeah.
educated about.
Sure.
It's always good to know shit.
Yes. Well, and it's cool, too, to see parallels between all of the different, because there's varying, as you know, varying pagan practices.
Oh,
So
yeah.
It's just cool to see the parallels between them all.
And for those that do, that are looking to heathenry to maybe answer a lot of their questions, make sure it's actually a faith thing that changes you, because realistically, if you're already locked into one, are you sure that that's your trouble? That's the thing. I don't drive people away from things. I mean, as a matter of fact, I don't even count myself as an Asatruar. Norse heathen, sure. Yeah, that's the basis, I guess. But
Sure.
but it's more naturistic, though. And it's okay to do that. I think that's actually what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to find our groove and not be beaten into it and submitted to the fucking will
Correct.
of the power that
Your vibe attracts your tribe, man.
there is that.
And I learned anything from last year, it would be that. The way you present yourself is the people you're going to surround yourself with.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely right. And that's why, and I think sometimes you have people that reach back from the depths of time to try to grab you again because you're already doing pretty well.
Exactly. But
And
that's
they're-
exactly why they're reaching back.
Exactly, because they're at a point where they're not doing so great sometimes. And,
Exactly.
But always make the right call. You're frankly the only fucking person that's running your own show.
Indeed.
Always
You are
make the right
master
call.
of your own universe.
Always wipe front to back.
Indeed.
And
Yeah.
never
It's really good advice.
shit with the lights out, ever.
I had to
Yeah.
go, wait a minute, hold on. I don't want to say that I've imbibed in a bit of the green liquor, but I had to go, wait a minute, front to back, and I'm sitting down and I'm like doing a light bulb thing. Like, is it clockwise, counter?
Sorry, that struck me funny. Like, wait.
Is it, wait a minute, hold on. Let me.
Yes. For those of us with vulvas, it's imperative that we
Yeah.
write front to back. Otherwise, we end up with fun little, little infections.
I want to get one of them little water squirters for your butthole.
I thought about that.
With
I
a
thought
bidet.
maybe I'll build on and build on a big enough bathroom, not a fucking living room, a bathroom, so I could have a bidet.
Bidet. I would love. I'm not gonna lie. I got to use one when we were in Hawaii, and man, I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I loved it.
No,
That's always what I hear.
it kind of makes you
I loved it so much. It was amazing.
because you feel unclean now,
I feel
right?
really refreshed. Yeah, I was like, this is nice. And now
Was
I'm like,
it-
man,
was
I'm just
it
a dirty
cold?
little. No, it's warm.
It's warm water.
It's
How's
nice
it
and
warm it?
warm.
It's like a special little shower for your butthole.
I know it's
and,
literally.
So it ain't like just reaching down into toilet water and
no.
dabbing your asshole.
It's just it is there to it is there to hit you with a gentle spray along the underbody.
I feel like the only time I actually experienced a bidet was between the road to Las Cruces and Alamogordo.
Wow, really?
Yeah, went down with
Missile range?
went down with a friend to Las Cruces, and it was a stretch of road like where the Valley Fire is down there,
Right.
and had to take. I'd been fighting a shit since we left Portales.
Oh, I hate.
And this is back when I didn't give a fuck what I ate. I was a fat wretch. And hit the road like 10 minutes in. I'm like, oh, I got to take shit. I'm gonna shut up. I'm with a girl. I'm like, hey, can you pull over? Really gotta take a shit. We finally gets point. It's like, well, and it was summertime. Her fucking air conditioner didn't work. She had leather seats. It was like 105 degrees.
No. Oh, no.
So it just got to the point. It's like, look, I'm either going to pass out, die, or shit myself, or a combination of the three. And there was this like little rest stop off the highway. We go in. I go in. And it's one of those that has like a fucking vending machine covered in grates. And just these dark rooms that are only lit by natural light.
Sure.
And I go in and I'm like, well, what's the worst that could happen? And I go and I do my business and it's terrible and I feel ashamed. And it didn't have the ability. It didn't have the ability to like leave your junk up where it just kind of dangled down.
No!
And when I flushed the toilet, the water came from there and just immediately destroyed my junk and my hole. And but it wasn't a bidet on purpose. It was just I was flushing a toilet.
The accidental.
I really thought I'd maybe just caught every disease known to man.
Oh my God, how fucking gross. I would have been horrified. Oh my God.
Long story short, I had to go for the rest of that ride without underwear till we got to the hotel.
I have no doubt. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a commando.
What a
right
nightmare.
The things you do for love.
Indeed.
We should probably get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, probably.
I'll leave you folks with that.
Yeah. What a good time. I think 24 is going to be good, man.
I'm going to fucking make it good.
I think the important thing is don't just put it on the year. I always hate that when people are like, man, 23 was so terrible.
Whatever.
Well, it's the only way to really look at something in a fucking beginning to end. And 2023 was like a 6 out of 10. It started out pretty decent.
Yeah.
It ended on a fart.
Yeah.
Mine was a roller coaster, y'all. I had some really high highs and some really low lows.
I think
fucking same.
I had a real rough go. You know, like I would say a law of averages. I probably hit a 5 or 6, like you said.
Yeah.
But I had some real fuck shit happen to me this year, but also some really, really cool stuff.
That's
too.
why I give my own 2023 review of a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I feel
because
like
the highs were amazing, but the lows were just a genital stomping nightmare.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping for 24 to be normal.
No, because thankfully a lot of
normal should be a fucking lark.
And a lot of the genital stomping can be fucking avoided because I'm not going to let it happen.
Right.
Well.
Right. Yeah, man. Boundaries and shit.
Yeah. I got my fencing gear. I'm ready to go.
Well, so 2 weeks from now, we'll be right back at it again. We'll be getting a little more, ever closer to fucking Tool, I guess.
That might actually be old Rugon's birthday.
Oh, yeah, the day before, the eve of the birth.
The day before the day after tomorrow.
Ravenstein, or Ravenstein as Ruben would call, right?
Ravenstein.
Yeah, black is the brightest color. Hey, man, thanks to LJ. Thanks to you people, and we'll call it a day, huh?
Get her done.